Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. I'm Kel.
And this is Misfit.
And we're here with our preview of Week 2 of the playoffs, semifinals. This is for who's going to go to the grand finals, guys.
Yeah.
It's getting real now. We've got some really crazy matchups. And if you like what you're hearing, don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you guys are already doing that, thank you for everything. So let's jump into this.
All right, guys. So, semifinals getting ready to go. Kind of from last Wednesday, kind of the improbable match, at least as far as the second match goes. But the first match, we kind of thought the Fusion were going to be in there. They looked good last week, although they had a little adversity. They got through it, which they normally do. That's the one thing I like about Philadelphia.
Yeah, they do not give up. And when their backs are against the wall, they just push even harder.
Yeah, they come out swinging. They are the definition of nut up or shut up, man. Yeah. They just go in there and they're like, look, especially like Neptuna. I mean, we talked about it last week. I haven't heard any status on him yet this week. I've been looking around for it. I haven't heard anybody say anything or anything.
I would assume that they're going to be at full health. Everybody's ready to go.
I think so.
And even if they weren't, after what he did on Saturday or Friday, I don't think it's going to matter to him. No. Unless he's being restrained in a hospital bed. I don't think that's the only thing that's going to stop him from playing.
He'll be up on that stage with IV tubes hanging out of him if they let him. He doesn't care. Dude,
he just walks up. He's in his gown, just wheeling the freaking the little stand with his IV fluid on it.
He's gonna have somebody walking behind him with something to block the fucking back of that gown. Ass hanging out.
Oh man.
But that being said, they have a big test coming up here.
Yeah.
New York is New York.
Yep.
And we were talking a little bit before we started about New York, and the meta is different, and Philadelphia has a chance, and because if you guys were watching last week, the map differentials, which matter to a point, they beat Boston on their best map where they didn't lose.
Yeah.
London won on Oasis. Yeah. Things like that are going to happen.
Playoffs, when it comes to playoffs, you can kind of throw a lot of that stuff out.
Yeah.
And it just matters more down to who's more determined to win.
Yeah.
And that being said, I can't imagine that New York's going to come out flat.
No, I don't think they're coming out flat. And the scariest thing is, in this meta, you have the best Hanzo player in the world with overpowered Hanzo in Libero. That's frightening, especially on this team, because there's a point where you're going to have triple sniper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anytime they run either Pine or Sabiobi on Widow, Libero on Hanzo, then you're also still going to have Jonak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just crazy. I don't know how you beat this team.
Ark's going to have trouble finding out who to damage boost.
I know.
Well, actually, no, he's not. We know where he's going to go with that.
He's just going to give it to Jonak.
Yeah. Everybody else might be dead. He might not have to. But Philadelphia is going to put up a fight. The one thing that Philadelphia's got going for them is that their DPS are on par with New York's. It's 1A, 1B situation. Because EQO and Carpe, they're going to be there. They're going to
show up and they're going to put up a damn fight.
The one thing I want Philadelphia to play Poco with Sato, because that worked out so well when they did that.
If I see anybody besides Poco and Sato in there, I'd be okay with Fraggy, but at this point, if they're so committed to Sato that I don't think Fraggy's going to play at all.
Which is fine, because he's been playing well.
Yeah, Sato's played really, really well. I think the biggest difference is they absolutely... If I see fucking Hotba playing Diva, I'm going to throw my screen through the freaking window.
Or at this point, throw your remote through the Disney XD broadcast.
Yes.
Anyway, but the only time I will accept Hotba in there is if they run that triple DPS thing that they did. I will take that because if he's running a Tracer...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want him on Diva. If he's playing and he's doing something else, or if he just needs to play Diva for a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
You got to commit to Poco at this point.
Poco needs to be in. Even when they're doing that, I still want Poco in.
Yeah. Yeah, just at some point, they got to... I'm sure they watched the... they reviewed all of their stuff and saw the difference that Poco makes when he's in there. He makes plays on Diva, which a lot of guys don't in this league.
Right.
They're kind of... Especially in this meta, they're kind of playing a little more passive because you can get melted in about 2 seconds. But he makes plays. He knows when to use his defense matrix and all that stuff. He knows when to dive in. He knows who to protect, when to protect them, and when to go in face first.
Right.
And Hotba isn't there. Hotba's a little too passive.
Yeah.
You still have to have some aggression.
Yeah, you need the aggression from Poco because that just opens it up for Carpe and EQO to do their thing. Yeah. Because otherwise they're just kind of stuck behind a shield and they can't really do anything.
And they get focused.
Yes.
Because if Poco's in there causing trouble, they don't have
everybody shooting at Carpe and EQO.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to take care of Poco. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
And they just can't handle it. Because then Sato will get in there. Because when Poco plays aggressively like that, that makes Sato able to be a little more aggressive too. But he's still a little more conservative, but he can still be much more effective when Poco's just creating chaos.
Yeah, exactly. And Sato, he's calculated, but like you said, he knows when to be aggressive, and he knows how to be aggressive too, which it's a complicated thing sometimes, especially when you got this overpowered Hanzo and you got Widowmaker, and you got, especially against New York, you got Jonak in there. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
But you still have to bring it to them. You can't let them dictate what happens.
No.
Because every time that happens with them, teams get absolutely fucking slaughtered.
Right. You can't. That's the biggest key with New York is you cannot let them control the pace and just you just can't let them have complete control over the entire situation, or they will just absolutely dominate you. It's just the way they still continue to remind me of that machine that was the mid to late 2000s Spurs, where they're like. They controlled the game. It didn't matter what style you were playing. If they controlled the pace, they did any of that. Once they got control, they never let it go.
No, exactly. And you have to do things because they're calculated. They can do a myriad of things. They can run different setups. Mm-hmm. You have to control away from them.
And you have to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah. And one of the ways of making them uncomfortable is chaos.
Yes.
Because if you look at when Philadelphia beat them in the first stage, New York was controlled. They were, they were this team that hadn't lost yet. They were, mashing everybody. And when they went in there, they created chaos in the back line. They, were just doing things that people hadn't done to them because they took control. They decided to, look, fuck this. We're going after them. We're not letting them tell us what to do.
Right.
You can't be reactionary against New York at all.
And you can't be, you're playing right into their hands if you're, trying to tiptoe around things and be careful because, Jonek's deadly and Libero and Sabiobi and Pine or whoever's playing at that point. If you let them control you like that and dictate how you move and change the way you play, then they're already letting them win.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope I know, we have some Philly fans watching, and I hope you guys just relax, especially in the first match. What are we calling these? Games? Matches?
Set. I think it's a set. It's a...
Like fucking tennis, right?
3 sets. Something like that.
Game, set, match? We haven't gotten there yet. Although that was last week with London.
Yeah, no kidding.
Actually, it was game and set match.
Yeah, too much.
All right, let's get to the maps a little bit. It's kind of hard with New York because they have such high percentages on all these maps that they're playing.
Right.
To even try and say, well, who has a chance here? But I will say
the biggest possibility, the Fusion need to just come out. They need to just come out swinging
like they did last week.
Right. They can't let it go to Volskaya or Junkertown. Yeah. Basically, that's their best chance of winning. Even though they did sort of okay on those. I mean, they won on Volskaya last week. They need to come out and, first off, make a statement. Yes.
They need to kick them in the fucking teeth on Dorado. Just say, all right, this is what's happening, guys. And listen, it can happen because as good as Libero is on Pharah, you got EQO on Pharah, and they're going to probably try and run that ground attack with Libero and Widowmaker. Mm-hmm. And EQO can do some damage against them on Dorado, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, just don't get cute. Yeah. Don't try and get cute.
Just
execute.
run what you know and what we know works. Like just run that. Don't let them dictate what the hell you're doing. Yeah. You do your thing and do it effectively, and then you'll be fine. Yeah. And that's the biggest key for the Fusion. I mean, the biggest thing that they're going to run into is if they don't win those first 3 maps, it definitely gets significantly harder because they're just not very good on Volskaya or Junkertown.
Yeah, and
I mean, there's almost a 60% difference between their Junkertowns. Like New York has an 80% win rate. Fusion has a 22%.
That's because you put Jonak on the cart with a fucking Gatling gun.
Yeah. And it's basically like having 2 of them.
Yeah. It's my God. That's one of the things. They run that fucking stupid pirate ship cheese comp thing so good.
But it's also one other thing that they've got to consider is like we don't really know if New York's going to just pull out some like what the Gladiators did last week on Kings Row.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you New York pulls one of those out.
Oh, yeah. They can pull something like that out for sure. Especially if Pine's in there.
Yeah.
Because if on King's Row, Pine could end up on the 3rd fucking point shooting at him on the 1st point.
Right.
The way he flanks on Widow. But believe me, I think Philadelphia will be cognizant of stuff like that. Especially when Pine's in there. You're going to get more calculated play when Libero and Sabiobi are in there. Pine's the wild card, man.
Yeah.
It's just like... Because the thing is the one thing with New York is you know what they do. You know how Meko and Mono play. You know Jonak and Arc. And you know Libero and Sabiobi. It's when they start throwing Pine in there where it gets... You don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah. Because you don't know where the hell he's going to pop up from because he could be on some ridiculous flank or... He could just be waiting, biding his time for some craziness.
Yeah, and he does those pop up on up the grappling hook shots like sick. Yeah. Just him and Saya Player are the best at doing that.
Oh, for sure.
Carpe's pretty good too.
Yeah, he just he doesn't need to do it as much.
No, but when he has to, he usually gets a headshot or 2 or
5.
Yeah, 5. Anyway. I think maybe I've been looking at it's kind of harder than maybe I'm making a harder pick out of this first match.
Yeah.
I mean, your head says New York, but watching Philadelphia, I wouldn't be surprised if they do some damage here.
You're right. Like
take it to 5. If maybe one of those ones where we get to Nepal or something like that, they tie on a map. I mean, for them, an absolute victory is a tie on Volskaya against New York. Mm-hmm. Just hopefully it's not too late by that point.
Right.
I mean, I want to see a great match. As good and as fun as the matches were last week, that Gladiators London thing, it was not a good match. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
It was a 3-0 and then 6 maps in a row.
Yeah.
So at least the Philadelphia-Boston match got entertaining. I think everybody was kind of sick and a little off their game for Philadelphia more than anything because that was going to be a slaughter too. I thought.
Yeah. And it could have if everyone had been like fully healthy. I feel like it would have absolutely been a slaughter.
Yeah. So
So with this, I mean, my heart says the Fusion just because I really really want this team to go, but my brain says New York. So that's who I'm going to end up going with.
Yeah, I'm going to go with New York, but I'm going to be rooting for Philadelphia.
But I do think that Philly can take... I will say this. I think Philly will take a set.
Yeah, I think they can take a set. I would like to see them take
I'd like them to take this first one, yes. Yeah. I feel like this is probably the best chance they have.
Yeah.
If they're going to win this series, they're going to have to take this first set and then the second set.
Yeah.
Because if it gets to a third one and...
you back them and you back New York into a corner. That's where it gets tough.
Yeah.
At least in my mind, that's where you're going to be.
Right. So I'm going to pick New York today.
Yeah.
I hope Philly wins.
So do I. I mean, I'm kind of in that. I'm in the same boat with you on that. I would even if New York wins the first set, sometimes if you back Philly up a little bit, they get that the pressure, oh shit, we have to win this. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're better with that. I don't want it to get to a third set.
Yeah.
If we want Philadelphia to go move forward, I mean, it looks like New York's going to move forward to me.
Yeah.
I love watching New York play, and I like watching Philadelphia play, so I'm hoping this is going to be a good
But I do really think that we're going to get some of our, like this week especially, I feel like, well, actually the other game we could probably get some really good games. I feel like this week is going to be a way better and more competitive matchups than we had last week. And it's just going to be much closer and just like kind of that edgier seat. Yeah. Oh, who's going to win this type of thing?
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't think everybody's going to sit all their fucking all-stars either. And then trot off into the sunset like nothing fucking happened.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, shields up, motherfuckers.
Shields up.
Your ass. But anyway, they were up. So that's my statement on that match. And we're done with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. We are going to be coming at you with our preview for the other semifinal match between the Valiant and London, either later today or early tomorrow. So don't forget to hit a like, a subscribe. If you guys are new here, please hit a subscribe. We talk about Overwatch League, for the majority of the matches all week long. We are going to continue into the off season. We got a lot of stuff. There's teams that are going to be coming in, free agency. I'm sure there's going to be new heroes, new meta changes, and all kinds of other stuff coming on.
World Cup
we'll be talking about.
We'll talk some All-Star.
Yeah, we'll talk some All-Star stuff. We'll hit all the stuff, and we'll hit some other leagues too if you guys are in. Or, maybe we'll stream some games that we've been playing that aren't exactly Overwatch, and, we'll talk to you guys about that. If you guys want to see anything else that we do or we watch, definitely in the comments, hit us up with that. Thanks a lot for viewing today, and we will talk to you later. Have a good one.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.